Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining today. I am so excited about today. I'm a little bit nervous as well because I'm going to try really hard not to cry because I'm really really proud of this woman, and it gives me absolute great pleasure to introduce our newest master seller, Ingrid Vanerin, who is a good friend of ours, but she's also someone that I've met through the profession of network marketing, which I suppose also tells us, about the kinds of people that we meet in this amazing profession of ours. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous myself because I'm not quite used to doing this kind of thing. Well, I've never done this before. This is my first time ever. So yeah, but thank you so much for inviting me to come on today. I really, really appreciate it.
That's okay. I think, you totally deserve the recognition and your achievement. We're incredibly proud of you and the growth that you've experienced. And I know when we were speaking about how you were going to do this call, what would be the best way that you can impart your message to the team and anyone that's aspiring to be a master seller as well, given your journey and your challenges. And we thought maybe like me asking you some questions to be able for you to be able to, like an interview style, like Amanda Slisky did last week, which was really, really good. So
Yep.
Why don't we begin by you sharing us with a little bit of your journey in network marketing?
Okay, well, my journey started, we actually met in a previous company, and it started around about 3 years ago now. I really didn't have much success at all at that point. I really had no idea what I was doing, had no clue. I was just fumbling my way through it, and I sort of found it difficult to get any kind of traction in my business because I had no idea what I was doing. Now step forward to where I am now in this company, which is phenomenal. Absolutely love this company, and I feel like I've come home. I really do. This is just the best experience that I've ever had, and the training is just so simple, so duplicatable.
Ooh, ooh. Sorry, I accidentally muted you.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. That's all right.
Just momentarily.
No worries. How far did you go? Not much.
This company, the training is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so I just when I started to go through the training, because first and foremost I hit everything. So whatever was given to me, I lapped it all up because I was hungry to learn, and I had big dreams and big goals and aspirations that I wanted to achieve. And I knew that if I duplicated and copied exactly what the leaders have done before me, that I'm going to be on a winning streak. And so that's where it's led me to today, in hitting the rank of master seller.
So tell us a little bit about you, Ingrid. Like, who is Ingrid, and
Okay, so for me, well, I'm a single mom of 3 kids, 3 beautiful children, so a boy and 2 girls, and they're my absolute world, and they're my driving force behind everything that I do. They are literally in the forefront of my mind when I start in the mornings and when I go to bed at night. So we do our gratitudes at night when we sit around the table together, and we say 3 things that we're grateful for anything that we've done through the day, whether them being at school or just something that we've done when we've gone on holidays. They're just things like that. And I'm trying to sort of impart the learnings that I've taken on board through my journey in network marketing and through personal development, because I've done a lot of work over the last 12 months. I have actually gone through, I could say, domestic violence, and which resulted in police being called, and oh God, Elsie, you're going to make me cry.
Oh,
and And so so we've had like an apprehended violence order taken out on our behalf to protect us, and we've had to move as well. So I was literally about 2 weeks away from being homeless. I covered all bases. I had gone to 32 rental inspections and was getting knocked back for every single one of them except for one. And it only takes one. And someone took a chance on me, and and I'm so eternally grateful to them. I even had to, just to cover all bases, I went to the public Department of Public Housing here in Australia. So they sort of, for people who are either homeless or, in a difficult situation, they, supply accommodation for you at a reduced rent. Fortunately enough, I didn't need that service, but that service was available to me. But even saying that, it was a 6-month waiting list. So in the meantime, it would have meant that I would have been on my own, living in a women's refuge, having my 3 children taken away from me and put into foster care until I was able to actually able to find accommodation for myself and for my children. So with that in mind, I was, as the word is, relentless in my pursuit to making sure that that did not happen, because I didn't want that trauma for my children, because when you have multiple children, they generally don't get kept together. So they would have been separated into probably either 2 or 3 different families, and that would have been very traumatic for them and for me too. So yeah, it's and that's just a small snippet of what I've been going through. But yeah, there's been times where I had to actually go down to our local Vinnie's store because I literally didn't have enough food to put on the table for my kids, and had to receive little food vouchers so I could redeem them at a local supermarket. And and actually going to the local Oval and searching around on the ground to see if I could find any spare change, any coins, something where I could simply buy a loaf of bread and some milk. And I knew that this was only a stepping stone for me. This wasn't going to be my reality, and I wanted to change it. So therefore, I was given this opportunity, or presented this opportunity by Elsa. God love you. And so I ran with it. And because I knew that this was my only opportunity to be able to get out of the situation that I was in at that time. And so I've put the work in, even to the point where I had no internet access, and I had actually decided, okay, well, I could either sit and just say, oh, well, poor me, I can't do this, or I'd actually hit the road and walk the streets of my local town and go to all the different shops. I figured shops would be the best place to go because the owners of the shop can't run away from me, and I have easy entry to get into the place. And so I prospected that way. And I also sat in my car of a night time. There was a few calls that I did through Rising Star where I had run out of credit on my phone. And so once my kids were in bed at night, I actually drove down to the local library and sat in the car park in my car and was sort of running off the Wi-Fi from the library so I could have internet access to be able to be on the call because I didn't want to miss the call. So
yeah, I mean, to say that your story is not inspiring, seriously, I mean, Olaf and I just applaud you. Like, so many people would have easily have quit, and but I remember seeing you in August when Kevin and Anne were in town, and with your amazing cousin Veronica, who's just absolutely on fire at the moment.
Yes, she is.
And I remember you saying, you know, I'm going to do this. I remember you with, and we had a bit of a cry in the foyer, and we had a hug with Veronica. I remember that, and it was something about that opportunity meeting with, and that at that time that Kevin and Anne was there, that I saw a shift in you. So do you want to explain to the team, because after that you were just like this dog to a bone?
Well, I mean, for both of us, we had travelled a distance to come to those events. I mean, Veronica was on the train for 8 hours coming down from the mid-north coast of New South Wales to attend the events. I myself, with 3 children in the car, drove for 3.5 hours to come to the event as well. For me, once I got back home, I actually looked through my vision board and I recreated it, and I did it with the help of my children. So we sat there together and we worked out, all of us collectively, what we wanted from me doing this business. And I think it made it a lot more personal, a lot more real for me, and it's something that I look at every single day. When I wake up first thing in the morning, that's what I see, and I close my eyes as I look at each image, each phrase that's there, and I really take it in, and I don't stop until I have gone through everything that's on that board. And as part of it, I do, they call it centering work. So it's basically breath work where you're allowing yourself to kind of drop within, clear your mind, and that's when I really sort of take that message in. This is techniques that I've learned through my mentors, because I'm sort of a little bit more linear with my personal development, because I've had to really work on my mind to strengthen it. After everything that I had gone through, I needed that, the tools, something to be able to focus on my mind and not sit in the one spot and be stagnant. So so my 2 mentors are Preston Smiles and Kerry Azuma, both of them very beautiful people, and yeah, they've helped me immensely. And Preston, he actually saved my life. He was my 911 emergency call, and he helped get me out of that situation safely. So yeah, I'm indebted to him. And Kerry has also helped me in terms of my work as a mother. So to be able to create that balance between a working environment and being a mother, and how to be able to incorporate those two together to, make it a more harmonious environment in which to work in, because that's what you need. Environment is everything. It's who you surround yourself with. They are those people who are going to either lift you up or tear you down. And yeah, I strongly suggest to check to see who the 5 people you hang around with most, and whether or not they actually pour love into you or take it away from you. Do they support you, or do they, put you in a situation where you feel like you can't do it because you're not supported? It's in those situations at the forefront, because you're in that environment every single day. That is what's going to really lift you or tear you down. So, yeah.
So Ingrid, just a couple of more questions in regards to what your daily, like what do you do every day in terms to build your business, and what's your biggest breakthrough that you learned from this whole process of achieving master seller? What did you learn? What you can take away so you can share with other people that want to become a master seller, that they can draw inspiration from?
Okay. Well, for my daily method of operation is, first thing, I wake up, I look at the vision board. I wake up earlier than my children, so I'm able to do that. So it's without interruption. I purposely get up early in the morning just to do it. So already I'm kicked off and ready to go. I then pop on some music that'll pump me up and get some dancing, get some moving and shaking happening. That kind of gets your energy flowing and gets you into a peak state. So you're ready and raring to go for the day. And I do like a plan the night before, so I decide how many people I'm going to prospect for the day, how many people I'm going to follow up with, and how many people I'm going to sort of just touch base with, because they've either said that they're not interested or whatnot, just to kind of say, hey, how you going, that kind of thing. So more like conversation type follow-ups, I suppose. Now, in terms of, I have it all sort of tallied out. So I'll have, every single person who I've ever prospected goes into a book. These are all like my follow-ups, and I'm quite a visual person, so I actually use bright colors in order to, so then when I go to look at it, I don't get bombarded with just the black and white. The color actually kind of pops out a lot better, and it makes it more streamlined for me in order to be able to follow up, because tracking is the number one thing to do in this business. If you don't track, you are going to get lost, and you won't even know who you've contacted, who you've prospected, who you need to follow up with. So it's very, very important that you track your numbers and you know exactly where you're going. Have a diary, book in appointments. If people say follow up with me in a couple of months, flip the diary to a couple of months' time and say, okay, I need to contact so-and-so. All of these things are so important. And before that, I had no idea. And that was, one of the reasons why I failed previously, was because I had no system, no way of tracking, no way of getting through anything. So, that's my big thing. And what was the other part of the question? Oh, master seller. So
Breakthrough. Yep.
in terms of master seller, I knew that I needed to get 9 people, and it's a numbers game. So I just continued to keep hitting the nose, going for the nose, and just keep pushing forward. I know sometimes you can get a little bit down thinking, oh my gosh, I've contacted like 100 people and I've got 100 no's. But you know what? If you just keep pushing just that little bit more, you never know, that 101st person might be the one that says yes. So it's when you get to that stage where you feel like you're, having a breakdown and you're unable to get through, and it's just all too much. If you just keep pushing, that's when the magic happens. That's when the breakthrough occurs. It's the universe's way of challenging you to see whether or not you are damn serious about this. If you're serious, the universe will provide. If you're not, and you back out and you say, hey, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm going to quit. You've missed the boat, because that one opportunity where you push forward is going to be the moment when you have your biggest breakthrough, and then it'll literally be raining people. So, just keep going, guys. Keep going, and you'll get there.
That's awesome. Wow. I hope everyone got nuggets from that. I suppose, Trey, did you want me just to open up to the floor and people can ask questions? Or, yep. I don't know. I'll just check the chat, because I haven't checked the chat, guys. Sorry. Do you write, so Wilcox says, do you write down people who don't respond to you?
Yes. Yes, every single name goes in a book. I have my prospecting book, and it's pretty much nearly full. I need to get a new one, because I've just literally every single name that I have ever, either spoken to face-to-face, messaged through Facebook, on Messenger. They all go in there. And then I have another book in which I have all the people who have actually responded and said that they would like the clip. So then they're the people that I follow up with. The ones that are in the, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh, yeah. So those people are the ones that I follow up with, and then the ones that say that they're interested, they go into another book too, because sometimes they might see the video and say, oh, okay, no, it's not for me. And even so, all those people I will follow up with. The ones that are in my general book, my general notebook, which is like an A4 that I've gone to now. I did have this little A5 book because I was carrying it around with me in my handbag, but yeah, there's just not enough pages in it. I need a bigger. Sorry, my daughter's come in now. So yeah, just every single name that I ever prospect goes in my books. And then, as I said, I've got a system of where I separate them based on where they're at in terms of the process, following up and following up. So, and then obviously as the books go on, the list of names gets shorter and shorter because of, where the stage that they're at. So, yeah.
Can I just say, so we've got 10 minutes, guys. Very, very quickly before I get to the next couple of questions. When I first met Ingrid a couple of years ago, I remember Ingrid, I hope you don't mind me saying, like Ingrid was sending like seriously information overload. It was like messages and messages, it was like this lengthy, and to see her progress to now, she just literally points, and she just literally just uses the tools. That's just her being coachable and the growth that she's experienced. That's why for me, it's just, you're so worthy of where you are at right now. Wilcox says, is it just a notebook? So you've just explained that, yeah, they're just notebooks that you just separate your master list versus your clip list versus your follow-up list, right? And
yes,
someone's asked, how long till you got your first brand partner?
Oh, first brand partner. I think it was about 2.5 months into it. Well, see, the thing was, there was, because here in Australia we had the, what was it? Sorry, help me out.
You want until June.
Yeah, that's the one. Yes. So I sort of had a few people enroll in that one hit. But in saying that, it was probably 2.5 months before I got my first. And it was because I think it was because of the fact that I was getting used to the process. I was working out a schedule for myself and a routine that I could get into, because consistency is everything. Like, I know when I've had a day or two here and there where I haven't done something, it's impacted on my business. I mean, there was a time there where I actually couldn't physically work on my business because I had other pending issues that were mandatory that I get done, in terms of legal work. So I had to put everything on the back burner in order to focus on this because it was time sensitive. But as a result of it, it did impact on my business. And so that's what I've realized is the key is to be coachable, 100% coachable. You need to be a student at all times. You need to take on board what your leaders say to you, because they've been there, they've done it before, they have proven results from everything that they've done. And so it's important to follow. If you want to get anywhere in this business, you need to follow to the letter exactly what they tell you. And also just to be consistent every single day. Like, you can have, big number days because you have your time, set aside. You can do a big lot all in one hit. Or it might just simply be just a few little, messages here and there in the pockets of your time, say on your lunch break, or, while you're waiting at the bus to catch the bus or the train, or sitting in traffic in your car. Just any little moments that you get, you can pump out maybe 5 to 10 messages and do that over a space of the day, or even in the course of a week, and you'll be surprised at how many people you've actually reached out to in that week. But you just need to do something. You can have low production days, but just do something. That's my biggest key tip to actually.
Last question is, have you ever hit a rut and what have you done to get out of it?
In terms of, yes, I have hit ruts, and it's usually been due to just the environment, you know, things coming at me, left, right, and centre, getting a little bit sort of bombarded. Yes, Chucky, just hang on a sec, sweetie. Yes, it is me, sweetie. Yes. And so it's just important to you know, center yourself. That's what I tend to do. I go out into nature. Nature is the thing that really, I don't know, sets me on fire. It really gives me a boost. I literally take my shoes off and I, you know, put my feet into the ground and just feel the energy from the earth coming through me. And that really just calms me. And when it does that, that's when I'm more receptive and more able to, you know, pick up the pieces and keep moving forward. Thanks, Rosalie. Yeah, so it's yeah, nature for me is a big thing, and that's I don't know. You probably think it's a little bit woo-woo, but I've just found that it's really helped me to be able to bring myself back very quickly. Like if I feel as though I'm, you know, stressed, I just drop my shoulders, close my eyes, take a nice deep breath, and it literally just fades away. So yeah, and I'm able to focus then. And plus it also stops me from being reactive, you know, with my little munchkins when they come and bother me, which is all the time as a single mum. I can't palm them off to anyone, so I've just got to roll with it.
Oh man, you've been amazing, Ingrid. Seriously, so proud of you. Everything that you've accomplished, overcome, you've pushed through, you've never lost the vision, you've stayed plugged in. You are so coachable. It's unbelievable. But just to see you grow into the leader that you are today and the people that you're attracting is just testimony to the work that you've done. So I congratulate you, and you know, Trey and team, thank you so much for allowing me to showcase my beautiful friend Ingrid. I'm really proud of her. So
thank you, Elsa, and thank you, Trey, and thank you, Relentless team. Now let's go out there and rock it.
Woo!
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.